Hi, I'm Pleasure Nerd. Come draw with me. Today we're doing a 3-marker art challenge. This is where you use only 3 markers to colour an illustration. I'll also be using a coloured pencil for the outlines and a white gel pen for the highlights. Let's talk about picking colours and the process. I picked a pink, purple and blue palette for this piece. Classic, right? Very soft, very demure. For me, I always think of Barbie with this colour palette. Fun fact, this colour palette is actually known as an analogous palette. This means that the colours are next to each other on the colour wheel. So blue is next to purple and purple is next to red. And pink is a light version of red, so still counts as red. Something I wanted to keep in mind as I picked my colours was that I wanted the colours to be the same temperature. So colour temperature means whether they're warm or cool toned colours. With such a restricted palette, I really wanted to make sure that the colours all worked together and felt really cohesive. Having the same colour temperature really helps with that. So I went with a cool tone palette, and the reason is I felt like it. Sometimes you just gotta go with your feeling, and apparently I was feeling cool, which is something that I have never been in my life. I needed to make sure that there was a range of values, so that's how light or dark colour is. So if we were to pop a black and white filter over the top, the values are the range of greys. So for this group of markers, the pink is the lightest colour. It might look really bright on the screen, but if you whack on a filter, it looks really, really light. As my mum says, it's all talk, no trousers. Blue is the middle tone or the mid-tone. It's not the darkest, it's not the lightest, it's mid. And the purple is the darkest out of the markers. I did this because I thought the blue and pink would layer really nicely into a purple, and then adding a purple on top of that purple would make it darker. And when something's really, really dark, it makes everything else pop. I can build on values by layering just one marker colour, so that's really helpful. I just go over the same bit with the same marker and it darkens that colour, makes it a lot more vibrant. It's a really, really useful technique if you have a limited number of markers, and it just helps with building those shadows. You'll see it a lot in my monochromatic portraits. I only use one marker, and that builds a range of different values within that piece. I'd focused so much on the markers and picking the marker colours that I'd actually forgotten about the coloured pencil, which is actually a warm tone. And I'm not gonna lie, it's one of my regrets with this. I think that I would have liked this a lot more if I had picked a cool tone for the coloured pencil. Let me know what you think. Am I overthinking it, or do you agree a cool tone would have worked better? I know personally it can be confusing when an artist just says, oh, I picked these colours, and you're sat there going, but why? And honestly, sometimes it is just vibes, but a lot of the time it's testing out the colour behind the scenes to see how they look. It's a really boring process, which is why a lot of people don't really talk about it. You just see me looking at swatch cards, testing the colours, scribbling on top of them, and then picking different colours. The annoying part of the process is that more often than not, I pick the first one I test. So it all feels kind of pointless, but for me at least, it's an essential part of the process. I hope you enjoyed this slightly rambly explanation about how I picked my colours and why I pick the colours that I do. Do the YouTubey things. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see or talk about. If not, I'm just gonna have to pick it out of a hat. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!